I love this movie so much. It makes me so happy. Hi guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Lindsay. I am a romance writer, lover and general enthusiast, and today on the channel I am going to be watching one of the top tier, just utterly overlooked, slept upon rom-coms, which is Serendipity. So I was actually supposed to be going out and meeting a friend and having cocktails, and she texted me just saying that she couldn't make it, and I unexpectedly had a Saturday night in, and I was like, okay, well, in that case I am going to watch one of my favourite movies of all time, and instead of going out for cocktails, I will make one. Oh yeah, that's good. So I am super excited to watch this movie. I haven't watched it in a while, but it is one of my favourites of all time. I grew up on this movie. I absolutely adore it. I'm a big believer in fate and destiny, and this movie covers all of that really, really well. I'm sure I'm going to have a lot to say on this movie, but let's talk about it during and at the end. If you are new guys, remember to subscribe, like and leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm, and let's just get into Serendipity. So this movie is like a really nostalgic movie for me. This is one of my mum's favourite movies as well. So growing up we had this on DVD and we would watch it together a lot. So I won't hear any bad words on it. I never really understood why it was necessary for her to carry the gloves in like a basket. Oh god, I'd hate to work in retail at Christmas season. No thank you. Here we go! Straight in. I love how we're straight in, no messing around, no exposition, no world building, just we're straight in, they meet. Love it.
No, you saw them first.
Please, I insist. Here. Take them.
Hey, wait a minute. Whoa. Hey, it's 5 days before Christmas. I'm in the middle of a New York department store. He's asking me to calm down.
Well, do your shopping earlier than 5 days before Christmas, sir.
Her boyfriend.
His girlfriend. His
Her
girlfriend.
boyfriend.
One pair of gloves for two people?
This is hard to explain.
I love how they're already just on the same level, just almost like telepathically, they're just connected immediately. You can see it. I think the chemistry between Kate Beckinsale and John Cusack is so good in this movie. There's no awkwardness of being strangers. They just bounce off each other really well. I love it.
I don't know how to thank you.
That's good.
I think this is a real cafe in New York, Serendipity. If it is, I want to go to it. I need to go to it.
Serendipity. It's one of my favourite words.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
It's just such a nice sound for what it means, a fortunate accident. I think we make our own decisions. I just think that fate sends us little signs, and it's how we read the signs that determines whether we're happy or not.
Little signals.
I kind of agree with what she's saying. I don't think everything she's saying is true, and I believe there's not one preset path for you. I believe you can have lots of different paths, but I definitely do believe in fate and destiny.
Yes.
Or Jonathan in the gloves.
I don't know that one.
You don't know that story? It's an old folktale classic. You have a boyfriend, right?
Yeah, I do.
That's what I thought.
And you have the glove lady.
Yes, I do.
He's probably out doing what you're doing.
Getting a crush on someone else's girlfriend?
What did he say?
I just had a great time, and I'd never be able to find you again.
There's something to be said about timing. I know a lot of people don't believe in right person, wrong time. I really, really believe in right person, wrong time and bad timing. I think you can meet someone and yeah, maybe you're both in relationships at the time and it could never be something. But in another world, if you'd met at a different time, it would be exactly right.
We'll meet again. It's just not the right time now.
Maybe we were supposed to meet on British time. We're 5 hours too early.
Literal serendipity. It's literal serendipity. Oh, love it.
Let's go do something.
All right. What do you want to do?
I don't care.
Because now she believes in the fate and destiny that they're supposed to do something and hang out together.
No, Now promise me you're not just visiting here for a week or marrying somebody to get a green
I'm terrified of ice skating.
on parole.
First time I ever went ice skating, I broke my wrist, and since then I'm just terrified of skates.
If I were her, I'd miss you too.
This is a really rare occasion as well where I love the sort of insta-love, insta-connection. And it works because, as we'll see, they don't spend any of the rest of the movie together after this, like, prologue.
Paul Newman? Oh my God, come on. Failure to communicate, sadistic cop in sunglasses with no name.
Oh, it's so beautiful and romantic with this snow.
This one's climbing the charts.
I'm flattered.
I'd swoon.
Those aren't just freckles. If you look closely, you can see Cassiopeia. Right there. Hold on a minute.
I am really, really into astrology. I love everything to do with literal, like, scientific astrologies and looking at the stars. I love astrology in terms of, like, zodiacs and birth charts. And if I was getting to know someone and they literally knew star constellations off the top of their head from looking at some freckles on my arm, I would swoon. That's it. That's it for me. You're the one.
A bunch of English freckles in the shape of a throne.
I love the idea that you could meet someone and just within one night, completely your life's irreversibly changed.
Oh!
No!
And what do you think's gonna happen? Do you think good old fate is just gonna deliver my information right to your doorstep?
You are a strange and interesting woman.
Thing that shocks me about him writing that number and name down, I'm surprised he didn't get loads of phone calls over the years and had to end up changing his number just because everyone who got that note ended up ringing him, calling him and giving him a prankie.
Okay, so when I get home tonight, I'm going to write my name and my number inside this book. And then first thing tomorrow morning, I'll sell it to a used bookstore. Come with me a second.
What, are we gonna get a room?
You stay here.
Okay.
No, stay here. Stay there.
It's like a dog. Stay, stay.
If we both randomly pick the same floor, we're meant to be together now.
I don't understand this.
You don't have to understand. You just have to have faith.
Because you gotta have faith, faith, faith.
It's Sarah. My name's Sarah.
Oh, they actually pick the same floor as well.
We're going up here.
Oh, that's okay. Josh likes to ride either way.
Yeah,
Don't
why
you,
are they
Josh?
riding up? Oh my god.
Don't do that! Don't press those!
Hey, calm down. He's just a kid.
Little shit is what he is. Oh, and she's crying. She's got a tear in his eyes. That wasn't... that wasn't words. She has tears in her eyes. The near miss. In a matter of seconds, it's all gone. So for me, this movie is just one of a kind because I can't think of any other scenario where you're writing a love story and the main love interest couple are not really in the movie together. So how far into the movie? 17 minutes. And obviously they're together at the end, super briefly. Honestly, the ending is like 1 to 2 minutes long. So what, let's say 20 minutes. 20 minutes of this hour-and-a-half movie is all that these people are in together. Which means an hour and 10 minutes of this movie, they're not together. And not only are they not together, they don't communicate whatsoever. They're not in touch with each other. That blows my mind. How can that work? And it just shows how perfect those opening scenes are and how quickly and immediately they built chemistry and they made us so invested. Like, it's 17 minutes into the movie and we're so invested in these two as a couple. It's just magic. How can they do that? Imagine being a screenwriter or an author and going to an agent and you pitch them that idea. So I've got this amazing idea for a love story. So the couple spend like a prologue or 1 to 2 chapters together and then don't spend any of the rest of the book or movie together at all. You'd get surely kicked out the door. It just should not work. It should not work. It subverts every normal type of plot arc, but it just works so well. I'm so invested in them as a couple. This is why this movie is one of the best.
But as you know, Johnny and I were simpatico. We were brothers from another mother. We were friends since freshman year.
Freshman year. So growing up, obviously watching American movies, and so in America, I don't know what order it is, but they have like freshman year, sophomore year, senior year, right? But growing up, I'd always hear that term in movies, freshman year. So freshman year. In an American accent, freshman year, fresh manure. And when I was when I was growing up, before I knew what freshman year meant, I honestly thought that they were always saying freshman year, you know, rolling around in freshman year.
He had found her, the woman he was meant to be with, to the new Mrs. Jonathan Traeger.
I love how they don't show her face, and there she is. Mrs. Big, Natasha.
See you later.
One thing I do really like and respect in this movie is they make their love interests likeable, good people who genuinely love them, because it adds more stakes, and it's not just, oh, they're leaving someone else. They're leaving someone who's a good person who genuinely loves them and they could have a good life with. I love that idea that anytime he passes that book, he has to look in it.
It implies there's some magical element that we have no control over, like fate or destiny.
That commute to work's far too long. Ferry and a drive, no way. So this scene of her opening all the boxes, it's supposed to come across super romantic, all these candles are lit. I'd be fuming. Once I got past like 3 to 4 boxes, I'd be like, no, this, I can't be arsed anymore. Especially the fact that she gets to the bottom box and it's empty. I absolutely find it hilarious in this movie. The fiancés are cast as the same actors that play Aidan and Natasha in Sex and the City. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched Sex and the City, but I mean, Sex and the City came out in the 90s, so if you haven't watched it yet, then, you know, I don't know what to tell you. So in Sex and the City, when Carrie and Big have an affair with each other, the people that they are cheating with are played by the same actors.
Back to City Folk. This is Nick Roberts.
I'm Sarah Lawson. Hi. Hi. My name is Sarah, and I'm gonna cut your hair today.
Sarah, smile. Woo!
Sarah everywhere he looks.
Maybe every time you fall in love with somebody, it's a completely different experience, so it's a mistake to compare them. I get it.
I think that's true. You can't compare people you've loved.
I'm telling you right now, British women do not age well.
Hey!
How I'm the only girl in the entire universe meant for you.
Fate? Glove, the glove. I find it so crazy that he's like a famous oboist. Is that a thing? Who would be like super into oboe players? Other than Captain Holt off Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
You're kidding. He's a world-renowned oboist.
Can we do this later?
Yeah.
She don't mind.
And see, he's not a bad person, and he is a good partner, but I just think they perfectly depict how there's something not quite right. Yeah, just something as simple as a movie poster. It really can make you just nostalgically think about someone.
You are alarmingly earthbound.
I love Molly Shannon. I think she's great.
But your computer's
Eugene! What an icon.
Come over to this side of the counter. Please don't cross this line.
I understand. We're
Thank you. You need an employee to get you in.
I love that aspect of they're both constantly checking the books and constantly checking the dollar bills.
Where are you going?
Oh, I don't know. New York, maybe.
Is it 0293?
0293, congratulations. I think you found her.
I love that they're both looking for each other and thinking about each other at exactly the same time. Like the days. He's actively seeking her out at exactly the same time. She's literally flown to New York to seek him out. Love it.
A guy I don't even remember except for this vague picture I have inside my head.
I feel like I have that to a certain degree. When you haven't seen someone in so long and you have such fond memories of them, maybe they were someone you literally loved. And when you picture their face, it's really vague because it's been so long since you've seen them that the memory is faded.
Let's just pray he's a bald fascist who picks his nose and wipes it under the car seat.
Wedding rehearsal, bachelor party.
Oh, I forgot about this dog. This dog, like, jumps up on both of them. And he has the same dog, implying that they're just around the corner from each other. To be fair, he looks loads like him from the back.
This is Nick Roberts, ESPN News, New York City.
I love it. I mean, I hate that he put his gum behind a bench and didn't put it in the bin. But I love that you would never know. In real life, if something like that happened, you would never know. She's never gonna know that that was his gum. I love that kind of literal serendipitous, coincidental things that could happen in life. You could never really know. I think 99.9% of the times, near misses, being around the corner from someone, sitting in the same seat as someone a couple of days later, you would never know, because how would you ever know? But those kind of things clearly happen. I just love the idea of that.
Do you remember her last name?
No.
Oh, come on, you don't even remember the last name of your ex-girlfriend?
You don't understand anything. She was not my girlfriend. On the left of that splendid little patisserie, Serendipity.
Serendipity. And all this entire day, they're just off each other. They're around the corner from each other, or they're in Serendipity and they're going to the place next door to Serendipity.
Let's get out of here.
She doesn't even eat her birthday cake, which has always annoyed me. And here we go. Here's the $5 bill. And do you know what I love as well? The place that they get that $5 bill with his... Oh my god, they're so near each other.
Idol shop.
Oh my god.
They're so near each other. And yeah, the irony of it being a wedding shop. But yeah, the $5 bill, they get it back from Serendipity.
If you don't do this, you may never find out who Sarah is.
Maybe I was never supposed to.
Oh, I just love this movie so much. I love all the sort of philosophical questions and just all the debates it can bring up on fate and destiny, what's meant to be. I love this movie so much. It makes me so happy.
My God, Eve! Oh, that crazy coincidence!
Is it fate that they know each other? They just lean into the whole fate and destiny and lives intertwined so perfectly. No scene in this movie is there just for the sake of being there. Absolutely everything, every line that is said comes up again, I feel, or is connected in some way, and it's amazing.
How did you know where I was?
See, this shows as well, it's another sign that he is a good partner and he cares for her and he loves her, that he would fly to New York to run after her because he wants to be there for her.
Please.
I think they'd already let go of me, okay?
And again, she's a really loving, wonderful partner, and there's nothing wrong with her.
It's a first edition.
Your heart would fall out of your arsehole. And there it is. That classic Hollywood number, 555. Because what I thought... It's the night before her wedding and she's given her husband-to-be the perfect gift. She's literally given him the key to find the person that he wants to be with over her. And that's just incredibly depressing if you're her. That scene, I just adore it. It could not be done more perfectly. He finds the book with her name and number, but that book is given to him by someone he's going to marry.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Ugh.
Her name's Sarah Thomas.
What?
They all have names, you know.
It's Cassiopeia.
But in reality, obviously we know that she's been thinking about him and scoping him out. But he doesn't know that. Say this movie was completely first person just from John Cusack, from Jonathan's point of view. What's he expecting to happen when he shows up to her house? It's just a very bold move to make. I love the miscommunication of it all as well. That guy looks like such a fuckboy. Oh, they're both crying. Love a man that cries. Nothing's more of a red flag to me than, you know, when a man's like, oh, I haven't cried in 12 years. Okay, sounds like you need therapy.
Because you don't want to be standing somewhere else.
He'd be right. It's so easy to end a relationship when someone's done something wrong, someone's been unfaithful, someone's betrayed someone's trust or done something wrong. But most of the time that doesn't happen. Most of the time it's just something's not quite right. But at the end of the day, he doesn't want to marry Hallie. And I think it's a lot to do with Sarah, but also it's just he knows some things are not quite right, but he can't admit it because it's not specifically something wrong. It's just a feeling. Relationships are scary, man. They're scary and people can change their mind at any point. And that's scary. And it can all fall apart literally hours before your wedding.
Sorry, excuse me. That's this gentleman's change.
Jonathan.
And it's the same day.
34 Charles Street.
She's got her glove with her too.
He's getting married?
Well, might be already.
Right, there's this scene where she's running between the cars. There, right there, where her shirt blows up and it shows her stomach. When I watched this movie growing up, I always just thought that was so iconic. I don't know why. I know it's weird, but there's just something about her running between those taxis and just her toned stomach is just on show and she's got all those bags on her shoulder. Just that like 1 second frame is engraved in my mind forever and I've just always thought it was really iconic. As if she was just going to run into the wedding shouting stop though.
Yeah, I called the whole thing off this morning.
I wonder how much money they lost. I don't even want to think about how much a wedding costs at the Waldorf.
That's terrible.
So, all right, let's get into it. What kind of pep talk do you want?
If you were his fiance, if you were Hallie, oh, I just don't know how you would ever get over it. I don't know how you could ever get over being left at the altar. My God.
What's this?
It's your obituary.
Nice.
You know, the Greeks didn't write obituaries. They only asked one question after a man died. Did he have passion?
That's a good question.
Died last night from complications of losing his soulmate and his fiancée. He was 35 years old.
I like that they made him 35 years old. It makes me feel young.
Life is not merely a series of meaningless accidents or coincidences, but rather it's a tapestry of events that culminate in an exquisite, sublime plan.
I love that. I think that's a perfect way to describe destiny. Or more importantly, why I feel like it's important to believe in it. Because I feel like, yeah, the concept that life is just a myriad of meaningless events, that's just too depressing. Life's depressing enough as it is. I just need to romanticize the idea of life. Otherwise, I'll just cry. But it's so eloquently put here.
What we currently refer to as destiny.
Oh, look at that. He happened to have stopped reading right next to the rink. That's her jacket. He's got his glove. It's snowing, like the night they were together. God, he must be freezing. He's just in a t-shirt and a jacket and it's snowing, which means it's between 0 to 2 degrees. I mean, she threw that glove high for it to fall literally from the sky. Can I just say, this is the first time they've been on screen together in an hour and 5 minutes. This movie, how does it do it? How can this movie evoke such overwhelming emotion and the need for these people to be together when they literally haven't even been on screen together in over an hour, haven't communicated whatsoever in over an hour? You better keep those gloves, sir. They're going to be your most treasured item. You need to get them framed on your future wall.
I never felt magic.
Oh my god, I've never actually noticed that before. I've never noticed how prominent that tear falling out of his eye is before. Stood by the gloves. And it ends on the same song it opened with Cassiopeia. Okay, Serendipity, guys, let's talk about it. So, Serendipity, absolutely adore that movie with all of my heart. It is definitely one of my favourite romance movies of all time. Maybe I'm a bit biased as well because, as I said earlier, it's such a nostalgic film for me. So a lot of the feel-good emotions come from growing up watching the movie. But I just love everything about it. I love anything that has some sort of commentary on fate and destiny and just life in general and the direction of life. Really, really appeals to me. If you watch my Look Both Ways video, I talk about that a lot there, the whole concept of how life can change and the direction of one's life. I just love everything to do with that sort of aspect and philosophical debate, and this movie does it so well for me. As I said earlier, this movie astounds me because really it should not work. It doesn't follow a typical sort of story path that a normal romance movie would. It's its own thing. As I say, our romantic couple are together in sort of a prologue, and then they're together in almost like an epilogue. The main part of the story, these two aren't together whatsoever, they don't interact, and the fact that the movie makes us so emotionally invested, makes us like yearn for these people to find each other and keeps us on the edge of our seat, that's just a perfect example of good storytelling. I just find it incredible that this story delivers on what it does, because it's a really difficult thing to deliver on. I'm not sure what I can say that I haven't already covered whilst watching. For me, this movie is a perfect example of why I love the romance genre. This is the type of movie where I'll watch it, it'll just really emotionally affect me, it makes me feel happy, it just makes me feel warm and cozy, and it makes me believe in love watching this kind of movie, and this is exactly what I'm here for. When I go into watching a romance movie, this is exactly what I want from it. This is exactly how I want to feel coming out of it. I just love everything about it. It doesn't get great write-ups from critics, and I don't understand it whatsoever, because it just, to me, is amazing. But if you guys are new here and you want to follow me along on my rom-com deep dive journey going forward, then please do remember to subscribe, leave a like and a comment down below to help out YouTube algorithm and help this channel grow and find our rom-com lover audience. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!